We will now call the special common council meeting of November 22nd, 2022 to order. Roll call, please.
Alderman Kirkowski.
Here.
Lorik.
Here.
Dukniak.
Here.
Marshall. Here. Gale.
Here.
Guzekowski.
Here. Everybody please rise for Pledge of Allegiance. Matt, you want to start us off?
To the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all.
And item 3 is a public hearing on the 2023 executive draft budget. Catherine, when you are ready, would you please read that in the record?
Certainly. The 2023 Executive Draft Budget, Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022 at 5:30 p.m. Notice is hereby given that on Tuesday, November 22nd, 2022, the Common Council of the City of Oak Creek will meet in the Civic Center Council Chambers at 8040 South 6th Street at 5:30 p.m. for the purpose of holding a public hearing on the 2023 Executive Draft Budget. The purpose of the public hearing is to solicit public comment on the city's 2023 annual property tax levy and budget. Persons wishing to participate in the meeting may attend in person. Persons who wish to view the meeting live without participating may visit the City of Oak Creek YouTube page, ocwi.org live stream. Persons requiring other reasonable accommodations may contact the city at 414-766-7000. Requests should be made as far in advance as possible. A summary of the 2023 Executive Draft Budget is published herewith, and public notice is hereby given that the budget detail is available for public inspection at the city clerk's office at the City of Oak Creek Civic Center, 8040 South 6th Street, Oak Creek, Wisconsin, during the hours of 7:30 a.m. and 4 o'clock p.m., Monday through Friday. The proposed water and sewer utility proprietary fund budget is not included in this notice. The Board of Public Works and Capital Assets reviewed the proposed budget at their regular meeting on Tuesday, October 11th, 2022. Dated this 28th day of October, 2022.
Thank you, Catherine. This time I'll invite Max Gagan, our city comptroller, to do a presentation before we do the calls.
All right. Thank you, Mayor and Common Council. Max Gagan, Assistant City Administrator and Comptroller. So before you tonight is the public hearing and adoption of our 2023 budget. Just wanted to provide a brief overview to the Common Council as to what's included and then tax implications of it. Before we go to that, I just wanted to inform the council that we did hear back recently that our budget was awarded the Distinguished Budget Presentation Award by Government Finance Officers Association. So something that we've been doing for the past 4 or 5 years. And it really just says that it's a high quality document that meets all the best practices in the industry. So something certainly that I'm proud of, as well as that I think we should be proud of as a city. So overall, the 2023 budget is $111 million. The general fund budget's $29.5 million. And here just a summary of some of the high-level items contained within the budget. We did have wage adjustments of 2% for all of our fire union employees, and those are, again, further collective bargaining agreements, and you'll see those wage adjustments are split between January 1st at 1% and then July 1st at 1%. And then we did include an additional one-time payment for those police and fire union members of 0.5%, essentially getting to a 2.5% cost of living adjustment for the year, which you'll see in the last bullet point. We do have a 2.5% annual wage adjustment for all other part-time and full-time city employees, and that's as of January 1st. We did add some additional resources as well. We had a reclassification of our current part-time leisure services assistant to a full-time status, and this is really to oversee city event coordination. We did have the addition of a part-time social media marketing position, and then the addition of a Looking at our capital improvement plan budget, so our capital improvement plan budget for 2023 was $21 million. Our largest in recent history. The next largest was last year at about $7 million. So significant work that's going on. Just wanted to highlight some of the major projects that were included in the 2023 CIP. So about $8 million for the North Lakefront Bluff stabilization and revetment, That's kind of partnered with the $2.25 million for the North Lake Vista Park design and demolition. Then you'll see phase 1 of Drexel Avenue streetscape construction at $2.5 million. And then a couple of fire department apparatus, ladder truck and engine purchase, about $2.6 million in total. Road improvements at $1 million, and then $750,000 to start that site selection and land purchase and design process for Fire Station 2. This next slide shows our property tax levy by fund, and what you'll see is that the overall tax levy to support city services is increasing $583,000, about 2.5%, and that's the maximum amount we can increase our levy per Wisconsin state statute levy limits. And you can see how that levy need was distributed amongst our 5 different funds that receive tax support: general fund, solid waste fund, EMS fund, consolidated dispatch fund, and then debt service. This slide just shows that information on a pie chart. You'll see that 70% of our levy goes to our general fund, and then smaller parts thereabout. The thing I really like to note, and something I'm proud of, is that our debt service levy is only 2% of the total levy. In communities, it's about 15 to 20%. So pretty remarkable that we're able to have a very robust capital improvement program, not have to levy much in taxes in order to service the debt to pay for, to finance those capital projects. So looking at the projected city tax rate, should the Common Council adopt the tax levy today, that is proposed, the projected tax rate would be 5.68 mils. And last year's tax rate was 6.12. Again, this is just the city-only tax rate. So that's a decrease of 44 cents or 7.2%. So significant decrease is because the assessed value went up about 13% for the community, but the tax levy is only going up 2.5%. So it's causing an adjustment on the rate. And then you'll see the city-only portion of a tax bill is projected to be about $1,700, a little bit more, and that's for a median assessed home. And then lastly, I just wanted to provide the Common Council some perspective on an annual and monthly tax bill. So again, if we were to look at that median assessed home of $300,000, and about $1,700 they pay just for municipal programs and services, you'll see how that's spread out between the various programs and services we offer between police, fire, EMS, development, public works, so on and so forth. I think the thing I would highlight here is just looking at monthly taxes. Many of us think about our monthly budget, whether it's mortgage, or utilities, or food. So we should really be thinking about our taxes that way. It really helps demonstrate how good of a value proposition municipal taxes are. So for $142 for that median home, having adequate public safety services, development activities, snow plowing, refuge recycling collection, a great library, so on and so forth, is really a good value that our citizens should appreciate. That's all I had. I'm happy to answer any questions the Common Council may have.
Before we go into questions, can we do the calls? And we'll come to council. So as this is a public hearing, we will make 3 calls for anybody wishing to speak. If you wish to speak, please approach the microphone, name and address, please. First call. Second call. Third and final call, anybody wishing to speak on the 2023 budget. I'll close the public hearing. Questions for Max? Steve?
Max, a simple question. What is, when you say median home, what's the value of a median home that you're using?
Median home value we utilized for this was $300,000.
Thank you.
And I think when I asked the assessor, it was like $298,600. So I just rounded to $300,000.
Thank you.
That was an adjustment, Max. Do you remember what we were using $250 last year? And that's probably why that analogy of the cell phone bill, Steve, is getting a little bit, because the assessed value and median assessed value has increased so much in the community. So that monthly impact, I think we were down at like 128 or something last year. or whatever it was in this graphic.
Yeah, I think
It's
last
based
year
on
we
the
were
home
based
value.
off of a median assessed home of 250,000, which is actually, I think last year we were at 275. So just kind of updating the graphic for the time.
Thank you.
Andrew, any comments?
Yeah, thanks, Mayor. I guess Common Council should be really proud of this budget. I know the city staff are very proud, is very proud of this budget. Reiterating a couple things Max had said, but first and foremost, Max's work on this budget and his mastery of our finances over this is your second budget, Max, if I'm correct? Seems like it's been 10 years working with you in a good way. But he's really, I'd put him up against any chief financial officer in the state of Wisconsin. So we're really lucky to have Max and all of the staff. This is a very iterative process throughout the summer with all of the department directors and division managers adding input and doing a lot of work to get to this point for us to deliver a budget to the Common Council and the public to be proud of. But just a couple notes, for the public out there, continuing and enhancing the existing services, no service delivery changes, no service decrease, no service decrease anywhere. In fact, enhancing somewhere. And the fact this robust capital improvement budget failed to mention, and I have in writing to you, and we talked about this at our budget workshop, $21 million capital budget with zero, not one single general property tax dollar paying for it. So with the forecasting and the planning that goes into the city finances, that's remarkable. We're doing a lot of heavy lifting in this community, aspirational and generational projects to commence and in the next few years be achieved. And we're able to really finesse and strategize financially to get those things done. Really proud also of the advancement of the resources for our fire department this year. The capital budget spent a lot of its heft in the fire department arena, addressing major apparatus and equipment needs, and also pushing the ball forward and really providing us a pathway on Fire Station 2, which it's not going to get any younger as we continue to plan that. So really proud of that. But all this comes back to the people that do the work for the public in this community, our city workforce. Very happy to provide a fair cost of living adjustment, 2.5% across the board. But remember all of the things we did the past 90 or 120 days and looking at those large groups and addressing pay in these extraordinary times where we were really behind, or where service disruption was at its peak if we were to have a dismantling effect in some of those work groups like dispatch and DPW, and providing, as you'll see the next Common Council meeting, the pay progression and really career pathways for the DPW staff was really something I'm proud of over this past year. So Common Council, we couldn't do this without you and your support and your allowing me to hire great people to work on behalf of the public. That all really comes full circle when we can do these really cool things and transform the community. We're at a point in time where we're here for a reason. There's a lot of problems to solve. There's a lot of major projects to tackle. And when we get a little stressed upstairs, I always remind folks of that, specifically Max. He's usually here late. We're here at this point in time all together for a reason. So thank you for your support in this budget process and moving forward with our strategic plan into 2023.
Thank you, Andrew. Any comments, aldermen, alderwomen?
Yep.
Yes.
Have one. Max, the slide with the annual and monthly tax bill, that wasn't included in the paper packet. And Steve, you had asked, are you able to send us that electronically? I mean, that, again, like the little pie chart we have, this would be a wonderful tool to use in explaining to our constituents where those tax dollars are going. All those services for $142 a month, that's amazing. With that, I mean, other than the water utility, water and sewer services, is there any other city service that isn't included on here?
I'd say the only other ones that would be is anything that's really specific to the user, and that's fee-based. So,
Okay.
if you have a special pickup, you're paying a very
Sure.
tangible fee. But when you're just talking about your general municipal programs and services,
Okay, great. That's amazing.
Okay. Any further discussion? Ken?
Thanks, Mayor. Andrew and Max and actually all the staff, I want to, on behalf of the council, just commend you guys on the incredible process we went through. I think it's unbelievably smooth, easy to comprehend, easy to get through, provided unbelievably clear value to the community. I think it's been demonstrated across the board. This budget is really, in a series of budgets that have been really very useful, very value added for the community. You guys really took to heart our charge a couple years ago to get a handle on forecasting what the situation is going to look like in a few years, and that's really given us the flexibility to plan, be strategic. So I really do appreciate that. Just the entire staff, so we just want to appreciate and commend you on the value you're providing for the community as a whole. So thanks again.
And I would add it, same thing. Ken summed it up and Andrew summed it up very well. We're doing some remarkable things here, generational things, and improvements to last way beyond our years with police and fire. We're not doing it on the debt. There's just no add on the tax to the taxpayer for that. So it's really incredible. It's a credit to the staff, and it's a credit to you men and women out there as well. So congratulations. Okay, seeing no further discussion, having closed out the public hearing, we'll go to 4, and that is consideration of the ordinance 3058, adopting the 2023 budget and making appropriations. Is there a motion?
I'll move to approve ordinance 3058 adopting the 2023 budget and making appropriations.
Buskill, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Lorik.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
And before we adjourn, just a couple quick announcements. Thanksgiving is coming up. I'd like to wish everybody a very happy holiday.
Danny, sorry.
Oh.
We got page 2.
Oh, we do have page 2. Oh, we do have the addendum. We got 5 items. Holy cow. Okay, item 5, consideration of a motion to ratify and take action by the Common Council on the November 15th, 2022 regarding resolution number 12365111522, authorizing the issuance and establishing the parameters for the sale not to exceed $3,400,000 general obligation refunding bond series 2023A. Max? Oh, Melissa?
I'm sure Max could speak to it also. This is a procedural matter. We had a quorum present at last week's November 15th council meeting, In terms of the vote for the nature of what this item is, we needed a vote from a majority of the members of the entire body. So thankfully, we are convening tonight. We are asking you to literally make a motion, if that is your purview, to ratify the action that was previously taken by the Common Council, and then we would have a full vote of all of the members present. Happy to answer any other questions, but glad we're all here.
Questions on the obligations? No? Okay, seeing none, motion on 5, please.
Bork moves to ratify the action taken by the Common Council on November 15th, 2022 regarding resolution number 12365-111522, authorizing the issuance and establishing parameters for the sale of not to exceed $3.4 million general obligation refunding bonds, series 2023A.
Dukenyak, second.
Roll call.
Alderman Dukenyak.
Aye.
Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Abstain.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorik.
Aye.
Okay. Now, before we adjourn, once again, want to wish everybody a very happy Thanksgiving and holiday. Keep in mind, Thanksgiving morning at Emerald Preserve, Alderman Guzekowski and myself, and hopefully others will join. We have our annual turkey trek. I know Leslie's usually out there with us as well. And we're bringing non-perishables for those in need in the community. So if you could see fit, it kicks off at 8 a.m. Thursday morning. Friday, we also have something new. We have World Cup weekend in the square. So there's a watch party for Team USA as they go after the World Cup. So please join us out there. And Saturday is Small Business Saturday. So if you find a small business, not only here in Oak Creek, but elsewhere, please patronize them. Remember, all businesses start small. So, with that, motion to adjourn.
Marshall moves to adjourn.
Guzekowski will second.
Roll call.
Alderperson Marshall. Aye. Gale.
Aye.
Guzekowski.
Aye.
Kirkowski.
Aye.
Lorick.
Aye.
Dukenyak.
Aye.
Okay. Happy Thanksgiving, everybody.
There you go.